Leslie once again becomes the center of chaos at Fairmont Crest, where the gleaming walls and flawless gardens are nothing more than a curtain hiding the darkest secrets of the elite. Anyone who has watched her manipulate, stage scenes, lie, and even steal a suitcase full of cash from Vernon Dupree in the past understands that Leslie never stops when she feels she has the upper hand. She once got the better of Vernon, and that made her believe she could do it again and again. However, this time, when Vernon stepped into Sharon Winger's hotel room, a place where just a glance was enough to sense something shady, Leslie saw an opportunity greater than money, the chance to control one of the most powerful men in the compound. From that very moment, the covert war between two deeply calculating people was set in motion, and neither of them could foresee that it would drive them both to the brink of desperation and revenge. Leslie believes she has found Vernon's critical weak spot. The photo, the timing, the location, and the connection between Vernon and Sharon are enough for her to start applying pressure. But what Leslie doesn't know is that the man she assumes is an easy mark is no longer timid or fearful like before. Vernon has learned from his own mistakes and from Leslie herself that the winner is not the strongest, but the one who controls information best. When Leslie sends her first threat, expecting Vernon to panic and scramble to silence her, he instead calmly transfers a small amount of money into her account as an apparent concession. It is not surrender, it is a test, a way for Vernon to gauge how reckless Leslie is and to see how far she is willing to escalate. Vernon's chilling composure throws Leslie off balance. She thinks he is the one at a disadvantage, but in reality she is the one walking into a trap. Vernon knows better than anyone that Leslie is a ticking time bomb. If today she uses Sharon's secret as leverage, tomorrow she will find another secret, maybe from someone close to Anita, maybe from the foundation's office, or from the financial dealings he is trying so hard to keep buried. That is why he chooses to control her not with direct force, but with a fog of ambiguity, just enough for Leslie to believe she is winning, yet not enough for her to truly understand what she is up against. However, what Vernon cannot control is Leslie's reckless, combative nature. When that small amount of money lands in her hands, instead of feeling satisfied or at least temporarily appeased, Leslie takes it as an insult. To her, it is not a sign of compromise, but proof that Vernon is afraid. Her resentment swells, pushing her to take a detour. Instead of continuing to squeeze Vernon, she schedules a meeting with Anita, planning to present everything in a half-confessional, half-cryptic way, positioning herself as a threatened victim so she can push Vernon into an undeniable affair. From the moment Leslie sets the appointment, everything begins to move in a direction she never anticipated. An employee in Anita's office accidentally leaks the meeting, and Vernon needs only a few minutes to understand that Leslie is willing to burn down the entire compound if necessary. He could have let her and Anita tear each other apart, but that would mean his secret plan for Winterfest, something he and Sharon have been quietly constructing for months, would be destroyed immediately. What the public sees is merely a beautiful, luxurious winter event. Beneath it are layers of political strategy, affecting the finances, reputation, and power of the entire Dupree family. If that secret is exposed, Vernon's career will collapse in the truest sense. In that desperation, Vernon turns to an old friend, a figure well known in local political circles, though no one dares mention the name. Not the kind of friend you grab coffee with or discuss business deals, but the kind who steps in when someone needs to disappear from public view for a few days. Vernon does not want anyone hurt, does not want a kill, but he wants Leslie silent. A temporary disappearance is enough to cut off the immediate danger. Unfortunately for him, once he dips his hands into the shadows, he no longer has control over how deep the abyss goes. That morning, Leslie dresses impeccably, applies her makeup with care, and carries a stack of fake documents she believes will push Anita into a corner. But the moment she steps into the Fairmont Crest parking area, a black van pulls up beside her, and within seconds everything goes dark. Her screen never makes it out, her phone falls to the tiled ground, the screen still lit on an unfinished call to Anita. No one hears a thing, no one sees anything, and the security cameras at that exact moment suddenly glitch. Within hours, rumors spread. Ted assumes this is another one of Leslie's stunts to draw attention, but as the day passes and no one can reach her, suspicion turns into genuine concern. Eva believes that no one but Vernon and Anita would have the motive to stage this, and her mother, desperate over Peaches, would never make herself disappear when there is still so much at stake. Vernon, most unsettling of all, remains eerily calm, as if nothing has happened. He uses his influence to steer the narrative in the most plausible direction. Leslie is in debt, running from her obligations, and has fled right before her meeting with Anita. But Fairmont Crest is not so easily fooled. A few days later, Leslie returns. No longer glamorous or arrogant, she is a completely different version of herself, panicked, bruised, and trembling. She claims she was kidnapped for daring to threaten to expose Vernon and Sharon. She recounts fragmented memories. Being hooded, taken to a dark place, warned to keep quiet. But the most frightening part is not her story, it is the fact that she has no evidence beyond the marks on her body, and she herself does not know who is truly behind it all. A big question immediately hangs over the compound: is Vernon really the mastermind? Or did he merely trigger a chain of events that another force exploited to silence Leslie and protect a secret far larger than an affair? Those who once thought Sharon was just a woman entangled in a shady relationship with Vernon begin to ask, what is Sharon really hiding, and why does her presence coincide so neatly with the dirty political tactics Vernon believed he had buried long ago? The more people analyze, the more puzzle pieces begin to reveal a disturbing picture. Vernon is not just protecting his reputation. He is protecting a plan, an alliance, possibly a secret tied to Winterfest that, if exposed, could drag not only Vernon, but the entire foundation in Fairmont Crest into an irredeemable scandal. And if Vernon truly is willing to make Leslie disappear just to protect Sharon and that plan, then it means the betrayal goes far beyond romance. It reaches into power, money, media manipulation, and dangerous backroom deals that no one in Fairmont Crest dares admit exist. As Leslie returns with a battered body and a shattered mind, the most terrifying question shifts back to Vernon himself. He is still far too calm, as if he had prepared for this outcome all along. In that cold gaze, people begin to realize that perhaps the secret he is hiding is much darker than anything Leslie ever imagined. Sharon may only be the surface of the problem. The truth lies deeper, in schemes only a small handful of people know about, and Leslie has accidentally stumbled right onto the most dangerous spot. From this point on, Fairmont Crest is no longer the paradise of wealth it appears to be. It becomes a battlefield where secrets start to seep out, where those who once held absolute power begin to feel the breath of collapse on the back of their necks. And Leslie, whether victim or troublemaker, has now become a variable that neither Vernon nor the force behind him can fully control. What will happen when she is clear-headed enough to piece her memories together? What will happen when Anita learns that the woman kidnapped was the very person about to accuse her husband? And most importantly, who truly wants Leslie silenced: Vernon, Sharon, or a far greater secret the public has not even come close to touching? Fairmont Crest is suffocating under its own lies, and Leslie, in a state between clarity and haze, has just become the key to a door leading to a truth no one is ready to face. Thank you all for your loyal support and listening.